Hi, it's Shade here. Welcome to our Freebie Friday video. Today's question is there a statute of limitations for a foreclosure in Texas? And that question just means that is there a window, a time frame by which the lender or mortgage company or bank has to do the foreclosure or lose their right to foreclose? The answer to that is yes. Generally speaking, it's the same amount of time usually for other debts as well as a mortgage debt, which is 4 years. It's a 4-year limitation period. Otherwise, the lender loses the opportunity to do the foreclosure. So when does that time frame start? When does the clock start? The clock starts at the time at which the lender first accelerates the debt. The underlying debt obligation. So acceleration just means that, for instance, if I only owe $10,000 because I've missed a few payments on my mortgage, but the total balance on the loan is about $100,000, then the lender is going to come at some point and say, I'm going to accelerate all of that debt, and now you owe me all of the 100,000 plus the 10,000. So they'll accelerate it so that instead of the 30-year mortgage period that we agreed to, or whatever number of years we agreed to, they want all their money like right now. So that's what acceleration means, and that usually is sent out in a letter. It has to be done in a letter by law, and you will know it because it will say notice of acceleration on the letter. So when that happens, the clock would start and will start counting out 4 years, and the lender has to do the foreclosure within the 4-year period, unless, of course, there are a few things that could stop the clock or cancel it out entirely. And such things would be, for instance, if we enter into another agreement, like a loan modification agreement, or if they allow me to do a forbearance where they modify my payment so that I can actually keep the home and make smaller payments. Those things would cancel out the acceleration. So that means the lender abandoned the acceleration. It's not always easy to calculate the time frame because of all the starts and stops and the pauses. Some things will pause the clock, such as if I file bankruptcy or file some legal action against the lender can't really move forward with the foreclosure because of me. And so that would what we call toll the statute of limitations, which is just to pause it, and then they can then move forward later once all the legal issues are determined, depending on what happens in court and what happens in the bankruptcy case. Sometimes the death of the borrower would be the one to stop the acceleration or pause the acceleration. So these are all fact specific and very dependent on each case. I'm not able to tell you, in your particular case, but if you think that it's been a long time since the time that you got the first notice of acceleration, definitely speak with a lawyer to see whether that time frame has passed. It's not something you can easily calculate on your own because of all the starts and stops, as I said before. And if for some reason the foreclosure already happened and you just believe that it was wrongfully done, that the time period had expired at the time that the foreclosure was done, then you can also talk to a lawyer and see whether you would have an action for wrongful foreclosure, and then you can go after the lender for wrongful foreclosure and try to get the home back and damages and things like that. But most of the lenders are pretty good at reviewing the file. Sometimes they will foreclose after the 4-year limitation period, so keep an eye on that. And that is my quick tip for you on this today. As always, we'll have another video for you next Friday, and if you have any questions before then, send them over so we can give you free content and continue to do these videos for you. So hope you're enjoying your weekend, and I'll talk to you next time. Happy Friday.